Somber music plays over black and white footage of uMkhonto Sizwe soldiers training, intercut with images of protests during apartheid. The screen fades to the host standing in front of a map of South Africa. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving into a story that intertwines history, politics, and legacy. It's about two entities claiming the same lineage but heading in drastically different directions. As December 16th approaches, tensions are building between the African National Congress, or ANC, and the MK Party, led by former South African President Jacob Zuma. Both groups are preparing to mark the anniversary of the founding of uMkhonto Sizwe, also known as MK, the armed wing of the ANC that played a pivotal role in fighting apartheid. But this year, the celebrations come with a twist and a potential showdown. Stay with us as we unpack the rich history of MK, the roots of the current conflict, and what this rivalry means for South Africa's political landscape. Make sure to stick around until the end, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the conversation in the comments. To understand what's happening today, we must first revisit December 16, 1961. This was the day MK officially announced its formation. The ANC, after decades of peaceful protests and petitions, had grown frustrated with the apartheid regime's relentless oppression. MK was a response to that frustration, a shift to armed resistance. Under the leadership of Nelson Mandela and other stalwarts like Walter Sisulu and Joe Slovo, MK began a campaign of sabotage against government infrastructure. Its aim wasn't to harm civilians but to disrupt the machinery of apartheid. The movement's motto was clear: Spear of the Nation. It was about fighting for freedom, dignity, and equality for all South Africans. MK fighters underwent training in countries like Angola, Tanzania, and even the Soviet Union. Many sacrificed their lives, families, and futures for the dream of a free South Africa. When apartheid ended in the early 1990s, MK was disbanded, and its members were integrated into the South African National Defence Force or returned to civilian life. But while the ANC took power in 1994, some MK veterans felt sidelined in the years that followed. Promises of support, jobs, and recognition didn't always materialize, leading to fractures within the ANC and among former comrades. The rise of the MK Party. Fast forward to today. The MK Party emerged in 2023, spearheaded by Jacob Zuma after his dramatic split from the ANC. Zuma's fallout with the ANC leadership wasn't sudden, it was years in the making. Accusations of corruption, state capture scandals, and internal power struggles created a rift that could no longer be mended. Zuma's supporters claim that the ANC has strayed from the ideals of MK. They argue that the ANC, once a liberation movement, has become disconnected from its roots and focused more on political power than on the principles of equality and justice. The MK Party, they say, is a revival, a return to the ideals that uMkhonto Sizwe once stood for. But the ANC isn't taking this lightly. Leaders like Secretary General Fico Mbalula have dismissed the MK Party as a splinter group that risks distorting history. The ANC maintains that it is the rightful custodian of the MK legacy. After all, they argue, it was the ANC that established MK in the first place. This brings us to the present moment. December 16th is fast approaching, and both the ANC and the MK Party are planning commemorations. This overlap isn't just a logistical headache, it's a symbolic battle for legitimacy. Observers warn that these parallel events could deepen divisions among South Africans, especially among MK veterans. Some veterans have already voiced their concerns, calling for unity. They argue that both groups should collaborate on a joint celebration to honor the sacrifices made by MK fighters. But so far, neither side seems willing to compromise. ANC leaders fear that allowing the MK Party to hold its own event would legitimize the splinter group and undermine the ANC's authority. On the other hand, the MK party insists that it has every right to celebrate December 16th in its own way, independent of the ANC. Implications for South Africa's political landscape. The rivalry between these two groups isn't just about history, it's about the future of South Africa's political landscape. Analysts like Levin Dupe believe this clash could further polarize voters. The ANC, despite its challenges, still holds significant sway in South African politics. But the MK party, though smaller, could siphon off support, particularly from disillusioned ANC members and MK veterans. If both groups move forward with their events, it will be a test of their respective influence. Who will command the larger audience? Who will capture the public's imagination? These questions could shape the narrative heading into the 2024 elections. As we count down to December 16th, the question remains, can these groups find common ground? Or will this shared history continue to divide them? The legacy of uMkhonto v Sizwe is too important to be reduced to a political tug-of-war. It represents a time when South Africans stood united against oppression. Perhaps the best way to honor that legacy is not through division but through dialogue and collaboration. What do you think? Should the ANC and the MK party join forces for a joint celebration, or is their separation inevitable given their differences? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're here, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.